Hey there, West Michigan meteorologist Michael Behrens here with you in the Weather Center here at 13 on your side. We're keeping an eye on dangerous lakeshore conditions this afternoon as we have seen some pretty strong waves out there across Lake Michigan already so far today. And those strong wave conditions are really only going to continue as we head on throughout the afternoon. It's been some dangerous conditions out there at times along Lake Michigan. So let's go ahead and dive in and show you the latest conditions that we are experiencing out there across the region right now. Here's the view from the WGHN tower camera in Grand Haven, where we're seeing lots of white capping waves on the southern facing beaches. The beaches that get most of that southerly flow, that's where we're seeing the biggest danger here. You can see at the park where those beach conditions are hazardous at this time. The southern pier, quite hazardous at this time, with waves crashing up over the pier here this afternoon. Things get a little calmer once you get on the northern end of the piers. Those are not going to be the most affected areas, but that doesn't mean the water is going to be safe this afternoon either, as we're seeing strong currents and high wave activity across Lake Michigan. Another view at this hour from the South Haven Visitors Bureau. Similar conditions, but believe it or not, this actually in part of the region seeing calmer waters compared to where they do go once you head further to the north. You can see quite a bit of wave activity out there, especially on that southern side of the pier. Lots of people enjoying the beach on this warm day, but staying out of the water, which is what you need to do, because you can see down there in the bottom corner, I'll circle it for you here on the screen, the red flags are flying. That means dangerous swim conditions are in place out there right now on Lake Michigan. And again, that is expected to be the case through the rest of the afternoon. The cause for this, strong winds working their way across Lake Michigan. They've been gusty all morning long, and that continues now into this afternoon hour with winds gusting to 30 miles per hour in Muskegon. Those winds 35 in Holland, 30 in South Haven as well, 29 in Fremont, 22 in Ludington. The winds and the waves have no doubt prompted the beach hazard statements that we have in place. They cover all the counties along the lake shore in the 13 on your side viewing area, with waves of 4 to as high as 7 feet possible as we head into this afternoon. We've certainly seen waves very high out there at times throughout the day today. Now, one of the things we'll be watching for with those strong waves are things called longshore currents and structural currents. In fact, let me go back to that view from our Grand Haven tower camera and show you a little bit of what we mean by that. Again, you can see those strong waves coming in along the lake shore. They can very quickly pull people along with the currents. You can see that water flow coming in more or less this direction here, and then that could definitely sweep people down the beach away from they would get in the water, and you could get in trouble in a hurry, especially as you end up further down the beach along the pier. That's where there's a lot of churning. People can get sucked under the water, swept off the piers. Lots of dangers once you get swept down into that pier, and of course you get these structural currents themselves with those piers that can pull you out into the water as well, putting you in even more danger once you get stuck in some of those currents. Those are going to be something dangerous to watch out for today, and part of the reason we're seeing those red flags. Now, we have seen new beach flag advisories come out where some beaches are now posting double red flags, and the double red flag means that water is closed. If you get in the water, you could end up with a fine and not only putting yourself in danger, but putting yourself in some financial harm as well. So that's something to keep in mind this afternoon. Winds out there not expected to really do much of any calming until we head toward this evening. Here's the gust forecast. You can see in the 30s this afternoon. 30s continue until this evening, and then we start to see a little bit calmer winds as we head into tonight. Waves overnight will drop under 4 feet, which is not the calmest water, but less so than those 6-7 footers that we could see out there this afternoon. but keep in mind that the risk for dangerous currents does continue this afternoon. While we're talking about currents, it's always good to remind people of those rip currents as well, another dangerous factor out there. Those type of currents pull you quickly away from the lake shore. And the way you want to remember to handle these currents if you were to get stuck in one is don't try to fight it. You're not going to overpower it. Even Olympic swimmers can't really overpower the rip currents. You got to flip, float, and follow that current until you're to a position where you can swim parallel to the shore and then call and wave for assistance. But again, with those waves that we've seen this afternoon, really not something that you want to be involved in out there. And commenting, beaches should be closed. A lot of the beaches are closed out there, the ones especially at the state parks and the ones that have managed flag systems and lifeguards are certainly closed, but some of those private beaches, some of the unmanaged public beaches as well, could still see people venture out this afternoon toward the water, and those people should be taking it very carefully when they get near the lake shore. The radar this afternoon, the good news here in our neck of the woods is the only thing we might see is a pop-up this afternoon. We're not going to see the stronger stuff like they're going to see in eastern Michigan later today. You can see that broken line of showers from Saginaw down through Lansing into Jackson, already causing some issues over in Saginaw County on up toward Bay City as well, where we're seeing a severe thunderstorm warning in place at this hour, covering the city of Saginaw and up into Bay City for that storm that is pushing in at this time. That particular storm, 60+ mile/hour winds and even the threat for a tornado over towards Saginaw. So if you know anyone that lives in the city of Saginaw, make sure they're staying weather aware as this particular storm works its way toward their neck of the woods. And just out of peak curiosity, we're going to take a peek inside this storm and see where that rotation might be. And you can certainly see some of it there south of the Merrill area. Looks to be maybe a little bit of broad rotation inside this storm. But again, Saginaw dealing with this issue here this afternoon, not us. We should be seeing clear weather as we continue on throughout the rest of the day today, other than possibly a pop-up this afternoon. Eastern side of the state, though, could see some of those gusty storms throughout later today. A big picture here shows more cloud cover, a little bit more rain back up to the north from Traverse City into the UP. A little bit of cloud cover coming out of Wisconsin. We'll see some of that pass through our neck of the woods, but overall, no major problems expected this afternoon. The next several hours here keep things mostly clear with a few pop-up chances that slide on through. We'll stay mostly clear tonight. Few clouds passing through. Sunny again tomorrow, and then the heat of the afternoon, much like today, could bring a pop-up shower or storm through our neck of the woods. But I want to go ahead and reiterate here the big thing we're concerned about this afternoon. It's not any kind of strong weather in our neck of the woods, which is the good thing. It's just the strong winds and the dangerous waves that will be wreaking havoc here in West Michigan. And again, you can see that quite clearly here on the WGHN tower camera, where those white caps have been rolling in on the lake shore all morning long and continuing into this afternoon. So with that in mind, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this Facebook Live. Just wanted to give everybody a quick update about those strong wave conditions at the lake shore so you are prepared for it if you head out this afternoon. It's something not to take lightly because those waves can certainly be very dangerous. That's why we've been talking about it so aggressively here at 13 on Your Side, because we've seen even on days calmer than this, sometimes the lake can overwhelm people who are not prepared for the type of activity they might encounter. So be careful out there this afternoon. Use extreme caution. Don't get in the water. Obey those beach flags. Stay safe. Stay cool and stay hydrated because it's going to be hot out there this afternoon too. We'll be in the upper 80s with plenty of humidity as we head through the rest of the day. For now though, I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens in the 13 on Your Side Weather Center. Hope you have a great rest of your afternoon.